Okay. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the board meeting of the Teachers Retirement Board System. Today's date is December 21st, 2023. Take the roll call. Brian Berge.
Brian Berge, representing Mayor Eric Adams, present.
Thomas Brown.
I'm here, thank you. Good afternoon, Ted.
Anthony Giordano.
Tony Giordano, representing PEP Chair, Gregory Faulkner.
John Dorser.
John Dorset, designee for Controller Brad Lander.
David Kazansky.
Present.
Victoria Lee.
Present.
We have a quorum, Mr. Chairman and board members.
Thank you.
The first item is an update on TRS operations, and I'll turn that over to Kavita Kanwa.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. On January 1st, a new plan year goes into effect for Tier 6 members, which means their contribution rates are subject to change. TRS is currently reviewing updated salary and wage information for these members and will adjust the contribution rates for about 13,000 members for January. TRS has also completed the latest member newsletters, in-service news, and benefits report. The newsletters are available for viewing on the website, and members should receive their copies in the mail in early January. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for Kavita? If not, we'll move on to the executive director's report. First item is the next meeting, and the next meeting is Thursday, January 18th, 2024. Please mark your calendars. Item number 2 is a resolution the authorization of the Comptroller of the City of New York to invest certain QPP funds.
Please wait for reading. Right, so we're ready to have a motion to accept the resolution. Moved. And a second.
Second.
So we're voting for the authorization to the Comptroller of the City of New York to invest certain QPP funds. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? I'll let the record show that the authorization to the Comptroller of the City of New York to invest certain QPP funds has been passed. Thank you. On behalf of the
Item number 3 is a resolution to authorization of the Comptroller of the City of New York to invest certain tax-deferred annuity funds.
Please waive the reading. And do I hear a motion for the authorization to the Comptroller of the City of New York to invest certain tax-deferred annuity funds? So moved. And is there a second?
Second.
And for all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? So let the record show that authorization to the Comptroller of the City of New York to invest certain tax-deferred annuity funds has passed. Thank you again.
Item number 4 is an attendance at a conference, specifically the Council of Institutional Investors Spring Conference 2024, March 4th to 6th, 2024.
And do I hear a motion to accept this resolution? So moved. Do I have a second?
Second.
And for the record, we're voting for the attendance at a conference, the CII Spring Conference in 2024. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? And let the record show that the attendance at conference, CII Spring Conference 2024 has passed.
Moving to item number 4, the calendar. First item is approval of the minutes, specifically approval of the November 2nd, 2023 investment meeting minutes, and then the November 16th, 2023 board meeting minutes.
Do I hear a motion to accept the investment meeting minutes of November 2nd, 2023 and the board meeting minutes of November 16th, 2023? So moved. And is there a second?
Second.
So we're voting for the approval of the investment meeting minutes and the board meeting minutes. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? And let the record show that the investment meeting minutes and board meeting minutes have been approved.
The next item is the calendar items. I believe, Mr. Chairman and board members, you all received an electronic copy.
Yes, thank you, Thad. All those, or rather, do I hear a motion to approve the calendar items?
Let's waive the reading first.
Oh, sorry about that. The reading has been waived, so do I have a motion to accept? Do I have a motion to accept the resolution? Moved.
So moved.
And is there a second? Second. All those in favor of accepting the calendar items, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. And let the record show, any abstentions? Let the record show that the calendar items have been accepted. Approved.
Item number 5 is other business, and we have today a presentation from Grant Thornton. Who will review the financials, and I believe Mitchell Fruchter, our deputy chief accountant, is also with us today. So I will turn it over to Grant Thornton, if that pleases the board. Ms. Campbell, I believe, is with Grant Thornton.
Hello, yes. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sharon Campbell. I'm a managing director in Grant Thornton's Employee Benefit Plan audit practice, and I was the lead engagement partner on this year's audit and the last 4 as well, for those who are not familiar. Liz, am I okay to share screens?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. All right, so before I move on, first and foremost, I appreciate the opportunity to share with you our required communications for this year's audit. I also want to take an opportunity to thank management, specifically Mitchell, Barbara, Navina, and George, and their team for their collaboration and their transparency, their commitment to full disclosure and commitment to quality, which is evidenced by their receipt of the GFOA Certificate of Achievement in Financial Reporting for the 2022 ACFR. Okay, this is just a list of some of my engagement team managers. With me today, I have Patsy Iacono, Kiera Greenlee, and Brian Abania. This is not by any means all of my team, just the leaders of my team. Okay, this is just an audit timeline, how we get to the deliverable in October. We released our opinion in October on the financial statements, October 26th. And then for the ACFR that goes out, the opinion was released this morning. Okay. All right, so responsibilities. So you as the Board of Trustees are responsible for overseeing the financial reporting process, setting a positive tone at the top, and challenging the plan's activities in the financial arena, discussing significant accounting and internal control matters with management, and informing us of any fraud or suspected fraud, including your views of any fraud risks, and any other matters that may be relevant to our audit. Management is responsible for preparing and fairly presenting the financial statements and any required supplementary information, designing and implementing and maintaining internal controls relevant to the preparation of the financial statements, maintaining sufficient records with respect to participants. And then there's a full list of management's responsibilities included in the engagement letter. We, as your independent auditors, are responsible for obtaining reasonable assurance about whether the financial statements as a whole are free from material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error, and then issuing an auditor report that includes our opinion. All right, we approach our audit using a risk-based approach, and first and foremost, we identify significant risks. One of the more pervasive significant risks, which is inherent in all audits, not just this audit or this type of audit, just all audits, is management override over internal controls over financial reporting. This is a presumed fraud risk, and it's based on the presumed risk and professional standards of manipulating the financial reporting process by recording inappropriate or unauthorized journal entries or making adjustments to amounts that are reported in the financial statements, either omitting, obscuring, or otherwise misstating disclosures by manipulating the financial reporting process. So we approach this risk by obtaining an understanding of the financial reporting process and controls over journal entries and other adjustments and the suitability of design and implementation of such controls. We make inquiries of any individuals involved in the financial reporting process about any inappropriate or unusual activity that they may be aware of relating to the processing of journal entries and other adjustments. And we consider any fraud risk indicators, the nature and complexity of accounts, and the entries that are processed outside of the normal course of plan operations. Based on the procedures performed, the controls appear to be designed and implemented appropriately, and individuals appear to have the appropriate authorization rights. There were no significant exceptions identified. Okay, other areas of focus include investment and investment income. So we confirm the investment positions, we evaluate the reasonableness of the fair value of the disclosures on a sample basis. We test the fair values as of year end to determine the reasonableness of those fair values. We also, on a sample basis, test the fair value of purchases and sales selected throughout the year to test the reasonableness of those fair values as well. And then we test the reasonableness of the investment-related income and the investment-related expenses. There were audit adjustments related to investments that were identified and communicated. Similar to prior years, there was an unrecorded adjustment related to the prior year reversing impact or the reversing impact of a prior year adjustment in the current year. And there were certain reclassification adjustments made to the footnotes for fair value related to the investments. Another area of focus is member contributions. So we test the completeness of the population of member contributions, and then on a sample basis, we test the sample testing eligibility to contribute and whether the contribution amounts were appropriately calculated and withheld in accordance with plan provisions. Another area of focus is benefit payments. Again, we test the completeness of the population of benefit payments, and then on a sample basis, we test that the member was eligible for the type of withdrawal that they've requested, that the benefit payment was appropriately authorized, and that the benefit payment was calculated based on plan provisions. There were no exceptions noted in that area. The next area is total pension liability. We test the completeness and accuracy of the census data using our automated census tool. We then, using the assistance of our in-house actuaries, we assess the reasonableness of the actuarial assumptions, methods, and inputs used in the calculation of the pension liability. And then on a sampling basis, again, using our census automation tool, we test the completeness and accuracy of the selected demographic information for those members. Other areas of focus include employer contributions, member loans, information technology, general controls, and adequacy of disclosure. Does anyone have any questions before I move on? Okay. All right, as mentioned before, we use our in-house actuaries, the human capital services practice, to assist us in the reviewing of the actuarial assumptions and methods used. We use our New York pricing group for investment valuation assistance, and then we use Galeras Robinson as our subcontractor. Okay, going back to the significant risk that I spoke about earlier, we use whole ledger analytics in order to perform that area. So what we do is we pinpoint transactions that appear to have a higher risk of management override over internal control. An accumulative risk score is generated based on how individual transactions perform against 38 routines. This basically spits out certain transactions that we then subject for testing. For those entries, we obtain underlying support, we evaluate the validity of the journal entry in the normal course, and then we obtain evidence of approval. Again, there were no exceptions noted in that testing. This slide is simply to just remind everyone of the importance of cybersecurity, internal controls over systems, and the segregation of duties. So in scope information technology general, this slide basically goes over the in scope systems and the areas of focus that we had over ITGCs. Areas of focus included security administration, program maintenance, program execution, technology operations, and cybersecurity. All right, we issued an unmodified clean opinion this morning for the ACFR, as well as an unmodified clean opinion for the financial statements issued back in October, which is included in the ACFR for this year. There were no scope limitations. We had open and effective communication with management, and any internal control and best practice recommendations have been discussed and or will be discussed with management. We expect after issuing the opinion this morning that the ACFR will be filed within the next few days, and it will include the GFOA Certificate of Achievement for the 2022 ACFR. As mentioned earlier, there were audit adjustments related to investments that were identified and communicated, and they are included in the attachment with the management rep letter. Okay. Other required communications, I'm not going to go through everything here, just a few highlights. We were not made aware of any fraud or significant non-compliance with any laws or regulations. We're not aware of any significant deficiencies. I'm pleased to report that there were no significant or unusual transactions or disagreements with management, as well as any significant difficulties encountered during the audit or any contentious matters that would merit your attention. There were no modifications to our audit report. Okay, other required communications. So the significant accounting policies are detailed in the notes to the financial statements and are considered appropriate in all material respects and consistent with the prior year. The most significant estimates are the fair value of investments and the total pension liability and related disclosures. And we have assessed the financial statements and disclosures for clarity and completeness. The footnote disclosures to the financial statements appear to be informative, consistent, and clear. Okay, this is just a slide of the technology that we've used throughout the course of this engagement. And then this slide is a reminder of our independence. Our firm maintains a robust quality control system supported by comprehensive policies and procedures that meet or exceed regulatory requirements. This enables us to evaluate and maintain our independence. And our policies are designed to ensure that we serve our audit clients with the requisite integrity, objectivity, and independence. Okay, and that concludes my presentation today. I do include our commitment to promote ethical and professional excellence. Does anyone have any questions?
Thank you, Sharon. Any questions for Sharon, Patsy, or Brian? Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. And if I want to wish everyone a happy and healthy holiday season and happy new year.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. At this time, are there any questions or comments from the public? Had somebody up there. Yeah.
You're good, Tom.
Excuse me. Good. Oh, I thought we had. Does that want to check? 1 second. It looks like there's something to check. Yeah. What's this? In there.
Just gonna check the chat.
Thought there was somebody else. Let's check. Well, no. Oh, I remember that. Yeah. I'll answer the question. Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. So we don't have anyone from the public. And I guess I'd like to take this opportunity to wish everyone a happy holiday and to thank Patricia Riley, our Executive Director, and to thank Thaddeus McTeague, our Deputy Executive Director, and the entire staff here at Teachers Retirement System for all you do for our members. You go above and beyond for our members every single day and always have our members' interests as your number one priority. And it is very noticed and very much appreciated. It's an honor and a pleasure to be able to work with all of you to reach our common goals. So thank you all here at TRS. And again, happy holiday to everybody and happy new year. And with that, do I hear a motion?
On behalf, I just want to say on behalf of Patricia and myself and our staff, thank you. It's an honor to work with you all. And
Thank you, thank
our
you.
members.
Kavita, thank you.
No, of course, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody, and happy holidays, and I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Oh, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? For those in favor of adjourning, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, say nay. Any abstentions? We are adjourned.